Reallyfe 3-star. We had to go to Oakland to go grab her ass.
Why you guys make me?
She's in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Like that?
BET, the Black Entertainment Television, got you on a show called Trap Queens. Are you a trap queen?
No question, I was.
Do you like that label?
It doesn't define who I am.
Amen. I got you. You look so sophisticated now, right? So it's like, it's just funny, right? When we, you know, Bella obviously is a star on our channel. You know, when you look at Bella, you just see like this sweet woman, but her story is so unique, just like your story is so unique, right? And so we want to delve into that. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, did we not say the name of the trap? I'm sorry.
No.
We are here with Veronica Henderson, aka the Trap Queen, the original, the OG of the approval game. So you know, Veronica, you were on Reallyfe Street Stars for the first time, right? So we wanted to get into the story, right? Who is Veronica? Where is Veronica from?
Veronica, I'm from Deep East Oakland, from Sebrani Park, and from 71st and Spencer. I was raised in the hood, the gutter, of course. I had grandparents that raised me, and they were very hardworking. My father, he was from Sebrani Park. He was a pimp, and I have a brother that was from Sebrani Park that was murdered. Yeah.
You know, it's so crazy when we think of Oakland, right? I think of like Too Short, E40, like how much of that growing up was influenced on y'all just in Oakland?
Pimp, hustlers, and players, pretty much.
Now we know that you know, that type of environment can influence men very heavily. But what about women? You never see like what it does to a woman. Like, explain like just growing up in an environment what kind of mentality you had.
Growing up in Oakland as a young girl, my mentality, my grandmother was Pentecostal. So, and my father, he was Muslim, he was Imam. So I had both religions. And my grandparents, they were very strict on me. I couldn't go outside the gate. I couldn't go to the corner. I couldn't go to the store because at that time, there was a lot of prostitution and pimping. And they had a really tight wedge on me. So when I finally jumped off the porch with the influence around me, it was a lot of drug dealers, killers, and all that. But it was a lot of money as well. So I like money.
What was your first experience with money like? What made you like money? Because a lot of people would say, well, you know, I just kind of, I wanted to support my family. My mother had worked 3 jobs. I wanted to help out. But what made you want to get to the money?
It wasn't pretty much helping my family because really, we wasn't rich, but we wasn't poor neither.
Right.
So I like the better things in life. I like the glitz and the glamour. I seen Mary J. I seen Faith. TLC, the things they had, I knew that I was capable of doing it. So that's pretty much what I did.
For you, right? And I always like to get the origin story, right? They have, you know, it's crazy now that you can Google yourself, right? And you can chat GPT yourself, which is wild. So when they tell the story, they say you started off as a bank teller.
I did.
And then you moved into the approval game. Can you take us through, like, when did you become a bank teller and how were you able to get to that point of learning what you learned in the approval game?
Well, when I started working at the bank at that time, back then, all you needed was a worker's permit. I was 15 years old. And I started off as a bank teller, and then I was into accounts. So when you're a bank teller, you learn everything. Back then, the system was different. It was called white-collar crime. So you'll see all these bank accounts that have a couple of $1 million in there or whatnot. So what I did first, I was withdrawing money from the banks and learning.
You just went straight. Let me
I was
They're not going to miss it.
Yeah.
And whoever I chose to come to the bank and pick it up, that's just what happened. To come pick it up, pretty much. And then that was something you had to learn. You know, it was like phases, just levels to everything. You know, I just didn't jump into the approval game or cash advance game. Back then, that was the name of it, but it is the approval game. And I just learned the system because at that time they had a manual there. And I just remember everything in my head as I learned more and more about the bank.
Man, this is wild.
Yeah. So, again, for people who are familiar with Bella's story, right? There's this thing called the approval game, right? And they have you as the originator of the approval game, which they say generated over $20 million in the credit card scheme, right?
Correct.
What can you break down what the approval game is? Number one.
The approval game is pretty much you have credit cards. At that time, you had real credit cards. It wasn't credit cards you made. It was real, authentic credit cards, and it didn't have to have a limit on there. You could go to the bank and you could slide it, as long as it said decline. And you could call the 1-800 number or whatever number you decide to call, and someone would answer, and we'll put the amount through. 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, whatever it was. But we didn't just start with cash. We started with items, rims.
Violation. Red flag on the play. No. So it started with items.
Items, rims. We paid for cars, $75,000 cars, presidential Rolexes, mink jackets, Christian Dior, Louis Vuitton, way before they didn't even know what that was.
How much did that cost back then? How much did like some Louis Vuitton cost?
Louis Vuitton, well, I had got a Christian Dior coat back then. I think it was probably like 28,000 back then.
It was expensive back then.
So, what was it like having like things like luxury items back then, like when nobody even was able to identify people, when people was probably still wearing FUBU or whatever?
You know what?
Right.
Back then, at that time, we was just having fun.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The material things didn't make us because we were still having fun. You know what I'm saying? We didn't feel like we were better than anything else. It just pretty much fell in our lap, and we just did what it did. You know? If we wanted something, we'll go get it.
So I want you to walk me through the first time that this worked. Because, you know, you got to have some level of nervousness, right? When you're trying this out for the first time. So what was that first experience of you actually running it and realizing, oh, I can do this?
It was me and a best friend of mine that worked in the bank. That's where it originated from. And I told her I was going to try something. I was at one bank, and then I left that bank and I went to another. I worked at numerous banks, not just one particular bank. So this one Pacific bank, I told her exactly after I left the bank, I quit the bank. This one Pacific time when I told her exactly what to do and what I was going to do. I'm going to come to you. You're going to slide my card. It's going to decline. And then you're going to call this number. Act like your call number because they don't know. They don't know what's going on. It's a whole new game.
Right.
So she acted like she was on the phone, which she wasn't on the phone with anyone. And I told her to manually put it through. She had it written on her hand at that time. So I think the first one was for like $9,000 or whatnot. And then I said, bingo, it went through. And she came back, I signed the receipt. Back then they had a knuckle buster.
Oh yeah, the old school joint.
They had a knuckle buster. They didn't have all the things the technology they have today. It was you put the car on there, you sign it, and you leave with the cash. That was the first time.
You know, so crazy if you really think about it, right? To be the originator of something. Like, do you ever sit back and go, man, I'm low key a genius? Like, because nobody thought of that before. You just think about that. Nobody had it in their mind to say, you know what, I'm gonna call this number and do this, like in this order for this to work, and it worked.
Well, now today, yeah, and I'd be like, you know what? I was hard because today I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But back then, yeah.
I'm just gonna say, at what point, how many transactions do you go through before you just start was like, oh yeah, this is like, I don't even care. Like
how many transactions, meaning what, to explain?
Like when you, like the first time you did it after that, was it just like, oh, this is a go, or was you still nervous? Like, cause like.
No, I was never nervous.
Oh, you was never nervous?
No, I was never nervous.
Oh, cause I like, you know, as someone who used to hustle, you know, you hit that first lick and you'll be like, you feel like, okay, then that second one, and then you get, as you go step through it, you get more and more comfortable till it's like you just going to work.
No, in that game, you have to be very confident.
Okay.
You can't be nervous. You can't show no form, fashion of any nervousness. You know what I'm saying? Because because I had both ends of the bank.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if someone comes to me and I know they're nervous, I know something up. So by me being on the up, by me learning both sides of the bank, I was never scared. Just put it like that.
So, had you ever been in an experience where somebody's like, I have to go and get my manager really fast? Has that ever?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you just exit the scene at that point, right? You just like, oh, okay.
Well, pretty much, I could read people,
right?
And at that time, you have to be able to read people.
For
so
sure.
if you have if you think a thought that's what they're about to do, you just shut it down,
right?
And just walk away and just let them know you'll try it another day. Don't press it.
I used to work at a what was that, electronic store?
Yeah,
we used to work at electronic. And
oh, they were easy.
They were no, but they were very easy. Yeah. But when you seen somebody come through that line fucking up, like I seen one dude, he was just fucking up, and the dude was like, I have to go get my manager, and he walked off, and the dude was just like, okay, well, I'm waiting for the manager. Yeah. He came back with the manager. Then the manager's like, we have to get somebody else up here. He done talked to the manager, and we got to get somebody else up here. Yeah. And I'm watching the whole thing go down, like, I wonder when he's gonna realize that. Because the manager is really somebody from loss prevention.
Right. Right.
So now you got to give me your top 5 easiest spots. You talking about Frau? That was easy.
Top 5.
Oh, that was
That's going to be another show.
So, all right. So you do this, right? And I want you to tell me the time frame. So like at what time frame was it where this was going down, where you started the game? And how long did the reign last? Like,
you saying the time frame as far as
when you first started it to the time where
this was like the late 80s.
Late 80s, gotcha.
The late 80s.
Gotcha.
On until whenever.
Were y'all making more than the drug dealers back then?
Absolutely.
Man, hold on, because I was just about to ask, because what was that like, having access to all that paper and then going in the streets around supposedly the hard street dudes, and you having a bigger bankroll?
They had no idea what we were doing.
Okay.
It's nothing we really talked about. We just pretty much did it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't glorify it. You know what I'm saying? We just made the money. We didn't let it make us. You know what I'm saying? It was just, we just did it. They didn't know, but yeah, we had way more.
Because if I'm a street dude, right, and I'm trying to talk to Veronica, and I'm like, okay, I got my bands, but she wearing a rollie.
She wearing shit colder than me.
She got on the rollie. I don't got on the rollie yet.
Right.
Or at least not the presidential one. This is a date just.
Yeah.
Look at, so they could not tell, like, just by looking at you, like, oh, she playing with a little bit more.
I'm sure they could tell. I'm most definitely sure they could tell. But it was, back then, stuff was really not talked about like it is today.
Right.
It was just you keep your mouth shut and just observe. It wasn't, yap, yap, yap like it is today. It wasn't like that. You just observe, and if it's someone you wanted, you try to knock them, pretty much.
So how did you figure out who you would let into your circle to be on the approval game? Like, what was your vetting process?
It wasn't really a vetting process. It was a crew of us, and we're all close friends.
Got you. Okay. So
yeah, it was like we grew up together.
Oh, so you was like on some LeBron James shit, like everybody.
Pretty much.
That's crazy.
Pretty much.
So, okay.
Because you want to feed your friends.
Yeah.
You don't want to be balling in front of your friends, and you know what I'm saying? So we was all together. We all know the struggle, so we all eat together.
That's fly. In the documentation, it says that it came crumbling down because your family turned against you. Mm-hmm. Is that accurate, or?
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. A little bit everyone did.
What is the inaccuracy of that?
It's accurate.
Okay, got you. So they say 2005 is when it happened. So like for you, when you're dealing with your family turning your back, like what type of betrayal? Like how do you bounce back from that type of betrayal?
Honestly, you have to pray about it and give it to God, because honestly, I still haven't bounced back from it. It's a hurt that it's just gonna mend on its own between you and God. it's it's deep, it's deep and it's hurtful, but sometimes you have to ask yourself and take accountability. Was she really for this? You know what I'm saying? Or did you put her in a position, because when people see the outside looking in, you're like, oh yeah, that's easy. But we know who really could take it and who can't, So I take accountability for that, some of it. Not for her telling because she knew better, but I should have never put in the game. I should have showed her a different way.
That's crazy. This is such a unique story, right? Because we hear a million stories about men and their hustle, right? Mm-hmm. But this is a story of powerful Black women that got together, created a scheme that didn't exist. And obviously what happened. For you, like when you start looking at like Visa and MasterCard and how they changed the laws to kind of prevent from this, do you ever look at that and go, damn, I'm kind of a part of history? Like,
we're definitely a part of history. Definitely the reason why they changed things up. What, did they change things up?
Message. Yeah, because your boy scheming like, well, no, they ain't stopped. Okay, let me ask you this. If you didn't get hated on by your family, do you feel like you would have had a longer run? Or do you feel like you would have ever got out the game?
It wasn't just family. It was friends, too. It was close friends as well.
Gotcha.
So, we're going to put it out there. We're going to put it out there.
Yeah.
Ask me that question again.
How long do you think your run would have lasted had they not told on you?
And do you think you would still be good running? Or would you ever switch?
No. I wouldn't still be doing that. And back then we were so young, I just think we should have invested our money better, honestly. But we were so young.
I'm not gonna lie, when you're getting money, when you're getting fast money, it's
you don't
hard
pay
to
attention to it. No, you don't pay attention to it. But I did buy some property, Okay. I did learn that. I bought my first house when I was 17 years old. So I did learn.
So, and I don't know what buying a house takes. I didn't know what it takes back then, but 17 years old, we're buying a house. Like, no, there was no red flag anywhere. Like,
well, really, back then it was different. It was quick deed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With quick deed, someone losing their property, you give them 50, 60,000, you get the deed.
Oh, wow.
So it don't matter what age you are, long as you sign that dotted line, it's yours.
When they told you the amount of money that they felt like you had taken, were you surprised?
No.
Okay.
Wait, is that number accurate?
I
plead the fifth.
Do you still have some?
I plead the fifth.
Do you still have some of that? No, we just playing. Like, so
allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Right.
At what point in the, like, when you're making this money? Because when we talk about millions of dollars, you can start kind of. At what point did you feel like, okay, people are about to start acting different with me? Did you feel like that? Did it look like that?
Yeah.
No, I never felt that.
Oh, Veronica, keep it real, man. You made $20 million. Did you ever just have that moment where you was on bullshit? Like, man, you can't talk to me. I'm Veronica. I got 20 M's in my bank account.
No, I've always been the same.
For real?
The woman that you see right now, I've always been the same.
What kept you grounded?
Maybe my morals. How I was raised with my grandparents. My morals. I never felt like I was better than anyone else. I wanted us all to eat. Right. Pretty much. I wanted everybody to shine.
Did you ever see any of the people that you were getting money with kind of turn Hollywood a little bit?
It definitely sectioned off. But we all still came together as one, at the end of the day. But acting funny, no, because we were all getting money.
I was like, so never no girls trip. Everybody went on. Everybody fall the fuck out because.
No, we never fell out. Okay. It was always restaurants, spas, shopping sprees, partying. We never fell out because we were so close. We grew up together.
Man, it's so crazy because like with men, as soon as 100,000 get made, 200,000, it's like. Oh yeah, nigga, fuck that nigga. Like you start seeing all the snake shit because it just be. I don't know what it is about men and power. It just starts to consume them. So you had to do 50 months?
I did over 10 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah. Is it 14?
Yeah.
14 years?
Yeah.
Wait, let me ask you this. Okay, so can you take me through like the day that you end up getting caught? Like what happened? Like what was the situation?
You know, I could say it was kind of like an out of body experience. You know what I'm saying? I really can't explain that. I could just say it was kind of like because you can't have feelings. You can't have emotions. You know, it's not a violent crime, but you can't have feelings. I don't know. You can't be too attached to something because you're getting money. You have to be tunnel vision, especially when you're a woman and you're a mother. You know, women are emotional. You have to cut all that off and just focus on what you're doing, or you'll get distracted, if you understand what I'm saying.
So where were you when you found out that, like, were you at the house? Were you driving? Like, what happened when you end up getting locked up?
I don't know what happened. It was just so many different. I don't know how to answer that question. How do you answer that? I don't know how to answer that question.
I got you. So talk to me about like when you went in, right?
Mm-hmm.
We hear a lot about how some of the conditions the men have to go through. Like somebody came in here and said they had to work, pick cotton like a slave, like just some of the wildest things. Was it the same for you? Like what was prison, the fed time that you were doing, what was that like?
Prison, it wasn't hard, but it was more so far as family. You know how you have to out of sight, out of mind?
Right,
when you
yeah.
have children, you can't really out of sight, out of mind because you still have to be connected. You know, you still go through emotions of raising a kid from the phone. You still have to go through life. You never think that people get older when you get sentenced time. You know, you go through death back to back. You know, you go through your children going through trials and tribulations. Inside, I worked out a lot. And I went to it's a masjid in the free world, but we went to the chapel, they say. And that's where the imam came. And that's kind of where I got my peace from, because when I got my sentence, I kind of gave up on God because I didn't understand what was going on, you know? But I had a grandmother that was sanctified, and I had a father that was Muslim. And I knew right from wrong. And I knew there's consequences behind whatever you do in life. So I just dealt with it and I did the time. The only hardship I had was losing my family in prison.
How hard was it to parent?
It was really hard parenting from the phone, because I had a daughter. And, you know, they go through life and things and challenges. And, you know, people leave them, and people don't show up how you showed up for them.
Right.
That's where you see a person of who they really are, if they there for your child.
Right.
And it wasn't many that was there for my daughter.
You know, when you hear 14 years, right, for your first conviction, that seems a little extreme, right? So what do you feel happened in order for you to get that? Because it seems like first time, 14 years seems kind of
It wasn't
steep.
just the first time. I got myself in a little bit more trouble.
Got you. Okay.
So it wasn't just a flat out.
Got you.
Okay. I probably did 10, did something, and got some more time.
Got you.
Or whatnot, or got a little violation or what. So altogether, it added up to that.
Got you. Okay. So fast forward, BET picked up the story.
They did.
And you're on it. I don't know if it's not out yet, right?
No.
Okay, it's not
That's
out
why
yet.
we can't talk about too much.
Okay,
It's not out yet.
It's not out yet. Okay,
No.
but we just gonna say that people have taken interest into the story. What was it that did they do research? How did they get in tune with your story?
Well, BET was trying to get in contact with me 4 years before I actually did it. I wasn't ready then.
Okay.
You know, I didn't even, because how we was raised, who gets on the TV and tell what was going on? You know what I'm saying? But someone told me, if that's not your lifestyle anymore, it's okay to tell your story. A friend of mine said that. So
That's real.
that's when I decided to do BET.
I know we can't divulge too much, but
Right.
will there be some nuggets in there that we don't know about? What is the TV show like, if that makes any sense?
The documentary?
Yeah, the documentary.
It tells my story from when I was a child, how I was growing up, how I got into the game, some prison time, family, the murder of my brother, and up until my kid is an adult. So it's bits and pieces of everything,
Right.
and how the game was started. So it's like bits and pieces, and it's just going to one.
You mentioned in one of the interviews that, like you said, you worked out in while you were locked up, and that kind of helped you get to your fitness journey now. Can you talk to us about the fitness programs that you're doing now? You're entrepreneur.
I have Lollipop Fitness. I started that in prison, working out every day, and I didn't really know what I was going to do when I got out of prison. And some of the girls was like, they used to call me Lollipop in there at the end of my sentence. And they was like, you should start Lollipop Fitness. So that's how I got the idea of Lollipop Fitness. I used to always work out. Girls would go to the gym with me. I would wake up like 5 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym for my mental, because that's what got me through, that and the masjid. So when I came home from prison, I started Lollipop Fitness, which is a fitness wear. And I was working out. I work out at the gym. I started training a couple of people, but I don't have the patience for that. So I just focus on me and my fitness wear.
Got you.
I also have a trucking company,
Okay.
which is Dream Logistics. I deal with dump trucks.
How hard was it to readjust when you got out? Like when you got out, did you hit the ground running and you automatically knew, okay, I'm going to go truck in fitness, or was it?
No.
Tell me about the transition period.
When you do a long time like that, it's like you have to take baby steps. Because when you go through those things in prison, it's like you have to relive them all over again when you get out of prison. The death, your daughter's almost grown now, and what you've been through. Sometimes you do tunnel vision, you block every nigga out, and you just focus on what's in hand. And the transition wasn't easy. It was kind of traumatic because you have to learn everything over, and life is different. It's not like how it was when you first got locked up.
Did you feel like when you like, shit, I might be going back if some of this, if some changes don't get made, I might be back in the game or whatever. Did you ever feel like that?
Well, no, because I had someone that had my back when I was locked up.
Okay.
And and when I came home, they picked me up in prison, and they had me and my children's back. So it was nothing that I didn't want that he didn't provide.
Okay, so you on the other end of loyalty. So you actually got to experience somebody who was loyal.
I did.
That's what's up.
Finally.
That's a blessing.
So you met him during your stint, or with
No,
somebody
I met him when I was in prison.
That's what I meant. So
Yeah,
you met
pen
him.
pal type thing
Fire.
in Atlantic.
So
To
So-
the streets.
talk about that for a little bit, because I have a brother that's incarcerated and he's constantly looking for love, and I'm like, brother, you not gonna find it while you're in jail, because
Well, I can't really say it was love because I didn't know this person. I never seen him. I never touched him. It was always, he looked out, make sure I didn't want him for nothing in prison, Basically, he helped me build my trust back because I didn't trust nothing. People talk, but actions speak louder than their words. And he definitely proved that. He was there for my daughter in a time of need. He stepped up to the plate totally, and he waited for me to come home. We're still friends this day. We're no longer together, but he was definitely there for me and my children.
Now, I do have to ask this. You went in 1999, right? I don't know if you remember this, but in the year 2000, we was all tripping like the end of the world was finna happen.
Is that when
The Y2K bug, and everybody's like, oh my God, the world's going to end. Did that happen in prison? I'm just curious. Like, did y'all go through that? Okay.
No, we didn't know nothing about that.
Okay, out here, we was like, it was over with.
I even heard about it was inflation back then in what, 06, 04, 05 or something.
Yeah.
We didn't even know about that neither.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you got out in 2016, is what they're saying. When you got out, it's like, damn, that's like a big technology gap. Like, you come out, it's iPhones and it's the internet, and did that throw you off a little bit when you kind of saw what
When I first seen an iPhone, it was weird because the videos, and that was 2010.
Yeah.
when I came home, and then I had to do
Gotcha.
another little stint.
Gotcha.
But when I did see the iPhones, they were real small. I guess they were the mini ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was different. It was weird. It was real weird, but it was fun.
When you got out, what was the first thing like? What was the first thing that you knew about, or you had to do? Is like, yeah, I got to do this. Like the first little thing for yourself.
Build my relationship back with my children.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Build my relationship
And
back
said,
with my folks.
I'd have been like, take me to Whataburger.
Whatever.
Like, I got to get some.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you now, right? Because you going through what you went through. Like when you look at the situations, like we're gonna say the YSL case, right? And they talk about the gun, what is it called, the Alford plea or whatever the thing is. Do you respect that, or is it because I'm just always curious about people that
Explain that to me.
So
'cause I don't
apparently
really look at this
there's a
case.
plea deal where he was saying the YSL is part of the gang. Now, mind you, he's facing a RICO charge, but they were saying that his plea couldn't be used against Young Thug in the sentencing. So a lot of people are labeling Gunna a snitch, and they're kind of killing him for that. But the lawyer's like, it couldn't be used against him in the courtroom. So I'm just curious how you would look at that, as somebody who kind of went through people snitching all
A
that.
snitch is a snitch, straight up. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Right.
care what can be used against you. If you put something on a piece of paper and you tell anybody anything, that's a big no. That's how I was raised from my father.
I was just
No.
like, do women have that same like responsibility to the streets, to each other like that? We don't tell them each
It
other?
used to be like that.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
they made it so acceptable for it's okay to tell them people that I don't know. I'm not from that cloth.
Explain. Okay, can we break down what the old law is? Because I feel like there's so many. It's so much out here where we don't know what's going on now. What was the old law that you abided by? Because like you said, you did your whole time. You
Well, the
ain't-
old law, I can't even say it on here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's the old law.
Yeah.
But it was just, that was just a big no. It wasn't okay for any of that.
Yeah.
That wasn't part of the game. Just, you wouldn't even, I don't think I could say that, but you wouldn't make it, right?
Right. No, yeah. Did you ever have thoughts of revenge?
We got 2 plays on the play.
We don't need you to step out.
I keep messing my hands.
No, but revenge. Did that ever like no?
No, because by the time I did my time, I just kept my distance.
Right.
I kept my distance, and I had to focus on me.
Okay.
Because you've been upset years, months, days, or whatnot. These people done moved on with their life.
Yeah, to me, I feel like that'd be the worst part. Like when you go,
That means you're bitter. If you're looking for revenge, you're bitter.
for sure. But
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not bitter.
yeah.
So I gave it to God.
Amen. I just think about it like, cause like when you go to jail, you're basically frozen in time, and everybody else is moving, advancing,
Living their life.
and you're kind of like, right. Well, I want to talk about fitness for a little bit because and it's gotten very important, especially for us as African American people. Everybody has high cholesterol for some reason. Every time you go to the doctor, they're telling you about high cholesterol. Like, what are some of the things that we don't know about as African Americans as fitness that we should be knowing about?
Health is wealth. And back then, we know about eating well and salads and vegetables because we used to always eat fast food. So eating well is very important, especially how cancer is tearing us up.
Is cancer, because it seems like everything is cancer now.
It is. I think it's the food. The food is like different, bad. They're injecting chicken, beef, lamb, whatnot. It's just best to eat the best you can because right now everything is pretty much not good for you, I think.
So how do you eat? Do you eat like, because we interviewed Dr. Sebi's son, and he basically, we was asking him what should we be eating. He's like, really, you can't even grow your own food because they done poison the soil. So how do you combat that? Do you have a particular diet or do you just?
Well, I don't eat any pork, of course,
Okay.
because I'm Muslim. I don't eat too much red meat neither. but I do eat some sometimes. I love lamb.
The lamb
And
is good.
I do love vegetables. So, you know, you just have to like pretty much pick your poison.
Right.
You know?
I know you said in prison, you know, working out with how you kept with your mental health, your mental. But so now when you're out, you're free. What made you just want to keep working out and go for it as like, this is a part of my career?
It's still good for my mental.
Okay.
You know, it's like therapy as well. You know, it keeps me focused. You know, I go through depression a lot. You know, you go through things in prison sometimes you don't talk about.
For sure.
You know, so some good, some bad, you know.
Do you have nightmares?
I don't have nightmares, no. But there's a lot of things that happen in prison that us women probably don't talk about from officers.
For sure.
Like, not to get too deep into it, but is there anything that you could divulge, like some of the things that y'all go through that you can discuss?
Some women got sexually assaulted from officers in prison during that time. And at that time, you couldn't talk about it or you'll be locked up in a shoe. So now that's traumatic. And I have nightmares about that.
What was the longest you ever spent in the shoe?
8 months.
8 months? Jesus. For those who don't know, SHU is like 23-hour lockdown.
Yeah.
You can only come out to talk on the phone or whatever.
No.
Not even
maybe
that?
once no phone privilege. You could get books, you get mail, pretty much. You could go rec maybe for an hour, a week, or a day if they felt like taking you out.
Right.
But 8 months, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How did you keep yourself from cracking? Because I used to be like, somebody told me like, sit in the closet and just leave the light on all day. And that's what that feel like.
That's exactly. It didn't break me.
Okay.
It didn't break me, you know. I'm mentally strong, very strong mentally. And I just prayed.
Amen.
And just did it, like kind of like I did at the time. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? You gonna break now?
You stronger than a lot of dudes.
Nah, you're stronger than a lot of people. That's crazy. So, man, 8 months is crazy. Like, what was that one Central Park 5 where the guy was in there and he kind of was like locked down? So let me ask you this: like, is there a support system or group for y'all that where y'all can actually heal, you know, like talk to each other
in prison?
Yeah,
there's you know, we was from the Bay Area, so we pretty much stuck together.
Got you.
Because we had a lot of women that was outside of the Bay that was really hating on us because we're pretty. Sorry. It came natural and we was in prison and we kept ourselves up the best way we could. But we had a lot of hate from different other states. I could say the Bay Area and San Francisco stuck together.
Now I know you being in the fitness business, you got women coming up to you, hey Veronica, I want a fat ass. Is that a real thing? Like you can just work out for a little bit of have a fat. What is it behind the fat ass? Why do you even think that's a thing? Like we want to work out and get this. That's because that's all we want is a fat ass.
No, because it's not always about that. You know, I like my legs toned. I like my back toned. I like my arms toned.
Definitely,
you know,
but they don't never
have to all equate into one.
Right. But you never hear about you know somebody be like, I just want my back to be I want this ass fat.
I want to cheat. Going to Brazil, 15.
They better go get them go out the country and get something like that. But no, you have to work towards that. I'm not gonna say it can't be built.
Come on, Bella.
So just quick question. Did you hustle in prison how you did on the streets?
Only Bella would think to answer. You was in the house doing nails and lashes. Y'all be creative as hell in prison, boy. I made lashes out of tissue paper.
I did what I had to do.
We not playing, man. We ain't gonna get you like we the bad. You know, shit.
I did what I had to use the bathroom.
I did what was necessary.
Yeah, I did what I had to do. I did. I mean, you know.
What exactly did you do?
Yeah, what did
What exactly did you have to do?
Obviously, your first.
Hey, however it came, I got it.
Amen.
However it came, I got it.
Let me ask this. All right, this is a question I got to ask you. How, we always have this conversation as when a man goes in, a man expects a woman to hold him down a certain amount of time while they in
That
jail.
don't exist for women. That don't exist.
But what is your what is your definition of holding you down? Can we get that definition first?
Holding you down?
Yeah. Like, can I still have sex with other women while you're in there? But
absolutely.
I can send you. Okay.
Because
cool.
you're human. You're human. You're
Yeah.
human. Women look at it different
Right.
than how men look at
Right.
women.
As long as I did her when you come home.
Long
we're
as
good.
you answer my phone call.
Okay.
Long as you put money on my books. Long as you send me mail. Mail is very important in prison. And just take care of my daughter or my son. That's all I care. As far as like anything you do sexually.
All that
we don't care about that.
Okay.
Because we know you're gonna do that anyway.
So why do you think? Okay, so why do you think it's so hard for a man to do that? Because that seemed like.
Because women are stronger than men.
I mean, that's for sure. No.
Women
we gotta
are
give them that.
in time, intimacy, being locked up. Women, okay, playing chess, right? Where's the queen at?
Oh yeah, she's the strongest piece on the board.
That part right there. Women are stronger than men.
But if you know that, wait, if you know that, then how can
But-
you fault us?
But we can't lead a man. We can't lead a man. We can't lead a man. My father was a gangster.
But even with you, right? Because you're highly successful, beautiful black woman, got all this money. You never felt like that. You never felt like the men that you dated were kind of, because you created a scheme, nigga. That's some mastermind shit. So you gonna feel like you're smarter than the average person.
No,
right?
we always want a strong black man to lead us, no matter what. Now we could come together as a team and make it pop, but a woman cannot lead a man under any circumstances.
So in your heyday, what type of man would have been the perfect companion?
In my heydays,
Yeah, when you was in the top of the approval game, what would have been the type of
he was
perfect
always
partner?
a gangster.
Got you.
So just to piggyback on what Jeffrey said, as far as a woman and men holding each other down while they're incarcerated, were you married? Did you have somebody holding you down while you were incarcerated?
Yes.
Oh,
Why you say it like that?
Yes, I was married, but no, they didn't hold me down. They left me for dead in prison.
okay. So explain left for dead because there's a lot of.
I was put like this. Let's reword it. I was forgotten about.
Okay.
I was forgotten about. But there's a lot of people that didn't forget about me.
Let me ask you this. Was it before the sentencing or after the sentence? Like, did he stay? How long did he stay in there? Or as soon as you got locked up, was it over?
Pretty much.
Damn, I'm talking as soon as the gavel, bow.
Pretty much.
What's
But
the most ain't shit a man has done to you? No, that might not have been it. That might have been something worse.
What's the most ain't shit a man done to
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
I think just not being there, being supportive when a person get locked up, when is enough. I don't know how to answer that.
How long did you stay married after that?
Honestly, when you get locked up in prison, everything go out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
Because if you're seasoned enough, what come with that.
For sure.
There's no promises. There's no guarantees. Sometimes it's just a wish and a prayer. So if you solid, you solid.
Mm-hmm.
If it's in you, it's in you. If it's not, it's not. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So you wasn't the type to be like, yeah, I'm about to go to jail, so just forget about it. Because a lot of men be like, yeah, I'm going to jail. I'm already knowing this shit finna go. Like, don't even worry about me. You was like, nah, worry about me.
No, I was
Okay.
never like that because for me, I always had my grandparents.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? My grandparents raised me. So I always had my tribe. So I never thought that anything would ever happen to my family.
Got you.
You don't think that far. You know what I'm saying? So I never put that much faith in a man to think he was going to be my everything
Got you.
because
Even in marriage? You would that?
No.
Okay.
Because things happen.
Shit,
Now,
that's
if I get that,
cool, but
I'm going to respect that and I'm going to cherish that.
Now we're gonna ask you like we asked Bella. You meet a nice man. He come hit you with the lab diamond.
Not the fake thing?
Oh shit!
the fake thing. Lab diamond.
Hey, I mean, he got it's a nice diamond though. It's nice though.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 carat. Lab.
Okay.
You respect that? Do you respect the lab diamond?
Well, I've never experienced that before because my man got me a real diamond. So I don't know. No. I don't think honestly no man would ever get at me like that because they're gonna know I know.
That's wild.
Yeah, that is.
If if you've had everything in your life, from diamonds to cars to purses to houses or whatever, that stuff is that'll be a form of disrespect.
Damn. What if he had a good heart?
What if his heart was pure? Looking at us.
Let me ask this. Could you fall in love with a Christian? What if he?
I'm Muslim.
But what that mean? He come through. He big Christian. He slanging, coming through. And hey, I'm just putting it out there.
To be honest, I've always dated Muslim men.
Got you.
When I really got into my Quran and really got into the religion, every man, gangsters, Muslim.
Right.
I'm really stern on Islam.
So a lot of it seems like what they say the biggest gang in the jail is the Muslim. Like it's like the Muslims really hold it down in the prison. Why is it that there's so many Muslims in prison? Is it just something that it's an awakening that happens after they get in there, or is it?
It could be. Everybody's spiritual journey is different.
Gotcha.
Everybody's spiritual journey is different. Some people walk to the Bible. Some people walk to Islam. I just think I really don't like to compare the Bible to the Quran because I don't do that because I know both. But I'm going to talk about Islam. I feel like it's more structure.
Gotcha.
It's more discipline.
But you grew up in a household with 2 religions, so
I did Pentecostal.
Got you.
Pentecostals kind of equate to the same because I always had to wear a dress,
Got you.
past my knees, but it was my grandmother. She was a sanctified woman, and I take nothing from her.
How did they make that work? How were they able to coexist with 2 different religions in one household?
Because it was 2 different households. Because that was my grandmother who raised me. It's my mother's mother.
Got you.
And my father is Islam.
Got you.
So it was 2 different households.
The part where they want to practice polygyny, is that a thing that you subscribe to in the culture?
You said polygamy?
Yeah.
It's not polygamy in the Quran.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's not polygamy in the Quran. And if what's wrong?
No.
He think he's about to. He think you about to say something. He think you about to say something good. He think you about to say something.
No. If that was to ever happen, you have to be able to afford both households equally. It has to be equally.
So if they both on Section 8.
What? Because I heard a young brother speaking about the reason behind having multiple wives. It was because if your brother passed, then the responsibility would fall to you to take care of his family. Right. That's why there were the other wives were there, not just because it wouldn't have anything to do with anything sexual. Is that?
I've never
heard that.
I've never heard that. One thing I do know from my father and in the Quran, you could have more than one wife if you take care of each home equally.
Got you.
So maybe they called it polygamy today. In the Quran, that's not how I look at that. I think they take polygamy to a whole nother level just to have it their way. Yeah. But if you can't afford both households equally, you in the way.
Right.
That's a rich man's job. Period.
So how do you look at Offset? When you see Offset and Cardi B, right? A scenario where he was really he was doing the most. Do y'all look at cheating the same? I'm just curious. Like
Say it again.
Like Offset, right? The Cardi B situation, he was out here doing what he was doing with all these women, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's quote unquote taking care of home. Do y'all look at that like that don't matter, or do you look at that like you just ain't shit?
I don't really know Carly B and Offset like that, but I feel like Carly B is a hard working woman,
Right.
that came from a cloth as I. And I don't think she deserved that. And I think Offset should have had his shit in order. Very disrespectful. You should never let your wife or have one woman think that you have one up on your wife, no matter what the situation is.
Now, with you being a high value, high earning woman, and let's say it didn't start out as you were having more than your man, but you got to the point where now you're earning more. You surpassed him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like he is owed something once that relationship ends?
No. No.
Why?
You said, do I feel like he's
like alimony, for instance.
Do I feel like I owe him alimony?
Right.
No, I think you should walk away the way you walked in.
But he walked in having more. And as he grew, you grew, but you just surpassed him. But his growth was your growth at a time. He helped you get to another level, but your level just kept going up.
Like Griselda. Like Griselda's husband put her in the game.
Like who?
Didn't Griselda's husband or first husband put him in the game?
Yeah, I was locked up with her.
You was locked up
In
with
Dublin.
Griselda?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
In Dublin.
What?
For a short time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Now, tell us about that. Because I watched the Griselda. I love her story. It's wild. You was locked up with Griselda. So was you there when she was dating the black dude?
Oh, from Brookfield.
Charles was his
Yeah.
name?
Yeah, from
Do you
Brookfield.
know him?
I'm from Oakland.
He gotta be how did he do it? Yo, he cheated on her and she tried to kill him.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was a Scorpio. No.
What does that mean? Oh no, wait. Oh man, you was locked up with Griselda?
Yeah.
Man, what was she like?
She was cool. Like, you really don't, because everybody in prison came from some type of something.
Yeah.
You know, how you guys look at it right now, we didn't look at it like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like I went to the visiting room with her. She was there when she was having her visits and everything. So the story that yes, that was her. And yes, she did go through all that, but she was what?
No, this is throat. No, I'm tuned in. Yeah, this is crazy.
Oh yeah. She was cool, quiet, and just did her own thing.
So did you see people trying to take advantage of her or trying to get a plug through her? Or did you
In prison, no.
Oh, got you. Okay.
I never seen that.
Got you. Okay.
No.
Did you see the black dude visit her? Like,
Yeah.
oh, so that was wow. When you seen the black dude visit her, did you just give him that? Like, I see. You, boy.
No.
I see what you on, my nigga. Me, I need some bricks. Nigga. He said he literally talked to her and like told her what he wanted to do. Like, yeah, I want to, get some bricks. Da da da. And it showed up like the next day. Like she really had 50 bricks for him. Like the next day, and he became like the plug.
She was her. She was her.
Crazy to know. The power of the black man.
He contributes that to the black man.
Only a black man can do some shit like that, bro. That's wild, bro.
Sometimes it's all about your mouthpiece.
Yeah, that mouthpiece is crazy. So for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of things going on. You got your trucking company. You got your fitness. You got your story that once they get a hold of
I
this
have my
story.
book coming out, Profit, Loss, and a Greater Good.
Okay, let's talk about the book. What is the book about?
This is my documentary as well.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
it'll go a little bit more in depth than BET.
Oh, okay.
Because we skipped around things, but I go a little bit more in depth, of profit, what I profit, what I lost, and today, the greater good.
The greater good.
Mm-hmm.
What is the one thing that you feel like your readers are going to take from that book when they get through reading it?
The loss and the greater good.
Damn.
Honestly, the loss and the greater good.
Yeah. When
Will my book be?
Yeah, when it'll be ready so we can support that.
by the end of November before my
Oh, it's
birthday.
coming.
Yeah,
Ah.
I'm almost finished with it.
Oh.
I also have a nonprofit called Free Females Respect Everyone Equally. I'm opening up a residential home for women that's getting out of prison that have children. And I also go speak with children at the San Francisco School District, at different kids that go through troubled households that think it's, sometimes we go to the streets and we go to men. And right now, prostitution is real big with these little girls.
Why
Some
do
of
you
them make
think
it
that
home, some don't.
Do you think it's the music that's influencing that, or it's just
No, I think it's, how we was raised, we was a little bit more strict and was more stern, but all of us was raised differently in school, but I just think social media. I think social media is the devil.
Man, because are you familiar with the soft white underbelly?
No.
It's basically he's a podcaster, and he interviews the young ladies that are basically Figueroa, I believe.
Yeah,
Oh, I think I seen that on TikTok.
He's on TikTok, but he has a YouTube channel.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of pages on like IG, like 304 stories, like women that are they seem like they're celebrating the prostitution.
You know what I'm gonna say like this, because I don't knock no hustle.
Right.
Everybody have to go through something to learn like I did. Eventually they'll go through their process. They'll get wiser.
Mm-hmm.
They will know and they will grow.
Amen. Do you think why do you think they're running to it at such a high rate? Because it seems like
as soon as they turn 18, it's like we're on the blade now.
Social media.
Social media.
Social media. Social media.
I mean, I know I've seen drug dealer get glamorized a lot, but I've never not prostitution, not at this level. It seems like it's more the thing to do, like prostitution.
But the game has changed. The game have changed in every field. Honestly, it's not the same from back in the day. Pretty much, it's kind of like boyfriend pimping. To me,
definitely.
I think
Definitely.
they learning as they go, honestly, because back in the day, pimping was different.
Oh,
You had to put some respect on it, period.
Do you miss fast money?
No,
Do you miss the game? No?
no, because I lost.
Right.
At the end of the day, I lost.
Mm-hmm.
I learned and I lost.
Do you think if you could go back, would you do it differently or would you do it the same way?
As far as the game or as far as my life?
The game. Would you even jump in it? If you knew what you knew now, would you even jump in it?
Honestly, no, because I lost my whole family. I probably would have stayed in college.
What were you in college for?
I went to school for business.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I went to school. I didn't go to school for cosmetology. It was sociology.
So do you think you would have seen the same amount of success going to school, going for business? Do you think you would have been able to?
If I would have put everything into school and other things like I did the hustle, absolutely. Because I put everything in that.
Hell, you had the mind to come up with that, so you probably would have came up with something in that field.
Yeah.
Do you think that we glorify the money too much, and that's why we get into these scenarios where we're doing whatever to get the bag?
Glorifying meaning?
Like, for instance, you got kids that are 18 that are looking, like saying on social media, seeing people getting money, so they want to get money. So now they doing whatever, it don't matter, rob, steal, kill, to get the money. Like, you're saying that fast money you lost. So for somebody like you has been through it, you've already kind of seen the money. But there's people that are looking at it like, shit, I ain't never seen that type of money, so I'm gonna do what I gotta do to go get that. And
It's not
their
that kind of
mindset.
money around like it was back in the day. It's not. No matter how hard you try to get it, we wasn't robbing and stealing anyone.
Right.
It wasn't a violent crime.
Right.
It wasn't violent.
So there was never a scenario where violence needed to be, like the drug game, like you might not want to be violent, right? But it seemed like everybody had to have some level of violence in order for them not to play with them.
Never. It was never any violence. It was all about your mouthpiece. But violence would come in because it was talked about that people wanted to rob me, from the streets because of the money we had, but it was nipped in the bud as well because I was covered.
Did you ever have to fight in prison?
I had one fight in prison. And that's when I did the 8 months.
Oh, man.
And I whooped her
I was
ass.
gonna say, hey. God.
I was really quiet. I didn't bother anyone. I wasn't looking for trouble. I just wanted to do my time and go home to my children. So I only had one fight in prison.
Did you make a lot of people say, you know, I want to do my time and go home. Did you make any friends though? Like, cause a lot of people don't go in like, I'm not making no friends. I don't give a fuck about nobody. I'm just in here and I'm doing this. But did you end up making any friends?
Well, unfortunately, I'm from the Bay Area, and where I was housed at was Dublin.
Okay.
So I was one of the first ones from where we from that was in there. So I was embraced by a lot of San Francisco women that knew I was coming in. So I met a lot of beautiful, strong women in prison that today we're still friends.
What made you open up and tell your story? Because I know you're a very private person, very, reserved. So what made you finally open up to tell your story?
At first I was nervous about it, because I'm like you said, a very private and reserved person. And I would talk to certain people about the situation, about the story and BT or whatnot. And they would say, for me, I think I did it for therapy. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it opened up a can of worms as far as me having to live it all over again, telling my story, because it's trauma. I went through a lot of trauma. You don't think of it then, but when you think of it now, you know what I'm saying? Loss, profit, and a greater good.
Are there some things that you just can't or won't talk about?
Yes.
How do you deal with those things? The things that you just, it happened and you just can't, you just got to carry it.
I just carry it. I don't some things I feel like needs to be buried.
Now, I don't know if you heard these phone calls of Young Thug and the pillow talking that he was doing on a jail call. Mm-hmm. What does the women pillow talk sound like from the jail call? Like, what are y'all talking about?
We probably talk about, I don't know, like talking, well, you mean like calling home?
Yeah, because he was calling and was just, man, this guy right here, man, he ain't doing what he's like. He was just really like kind of just shitting on people, right?
Yeah, like I don't think we didn't for me, I didn't do stuff like that. I was calling, check on my grandparents, check on my kids. Of course, the street's gonna tell you what's going on, but women don't really care about what's going on in the streets like that. We're trying to get to our children, so I don't know. He was kind of bored. Or something. What he was doing was different. It was different. He didn't even get his time yet. He was fighting the case. So I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any freaky phone calls?
No.
No?
No.
Play with that dick on the phone.
No. No.
I got 14 months. I'm coming home. Quit playing with me.
No.
Now, so for you, like, when people see your story, what do you want? Because there's going to be a lot of, especially when your special comes out, there's going to be a lot of women looking at you, a lot of young women looking at you, and either they might even look up to you, right? Mm-hmm. They might say, "Oh, I want to be like her,"
mm-hmm.
I want to do that, because there's a lot of scammers and schemers in the game right now. But what would you say to them?
I want them to look at my story and really embrace it and really understand how I started, what happened, and how I ended. Everything glitters. That glitter isn't gold.
Yeah.
No matter what game it is, it's multiple games. I don't turn down no hustle for anyone. I don't knock nobody's hustle or whatnot. But everything glitters not gold.
And for the person that's scamming right now and getting it going and doing a good job at it, what would you tell them?
I wouldn't tell them anything. They have to learn on their own.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's because they're not going to listen. Couldn't nobody tell me to stop.
Facts. I understand.
Couldn't nobody tell me anything. And I've heard it, like stop or whatnot, but you can't tell someone what to do. They have to learn like I did sometimes, unfortunately. And I hope that they don't go through what I had to go through because it wasn't pretty all the time, but you can't make no one do anything. Now I can encourage it,
Right.
and I can tell you how I feel and give you my opinion, and however you take it, you take it.
Do you respect the time that was given to you? Because you hear a lot of men say, like, I needed that. Like, I needed to sit down. I needed that to grow and be better. Do you feel like that?
I think God set me down for a reason, but no, I didn't deserve all that time.
For sure.
I didn't deserve all that.
You got any shout outs?
Hello.
Yes, I want to give a shout out to Denisa, who you guys call Bella. I know her as a Denisa. Jamae, Maybach, Charlita. Let's see. The people that have my back
Amen.
through the good, bad, and the ugly. The ones that still have my back today and pushing me to be a better me, because I'm still a work in progress. I'm not perfect, and I've been through things, and I'm still working on me.
And for the stuff that I know you said you want to make sure we promote that, let's make sure you talk about that before we go. Anything that you want to promote?
I want to promote my Lollipop Fitness,
Yep.
my book, Profit, Loss, and a Greater Good, and my nonprofit, Free. Females Respect Everyone Equally.
Would you like to say anything to the people who put you, who took you from the streets?
Huh.
This is look in this camera right here. No wait, this camera right here. Talk to. This is the person that put you in the streets. This is a fuck nigga right.
I put you in it, and you tried to take me out, and still I stand.
Amen. We don't get a lot of women who have been, there's not a lot of women that are able to go through what you go through and come out on the other side of it and be successful and still be able to move like they want to move, do what they want to do, have what they have. We commend you for all the things that you've done. We want to thank you so much for coming to sit down on the couch and talk with us. Here's the best part.
And can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I want
for
to say
sure.
one more thing. Sometimes things happen through life. We were all young at one point in time, and things happen. If you feel like you wronged someone, sometimes it takes a simple just sit down and conversation to put everything aside and make peace. And I learned that today.
Amen.
That's what I want to say.
And with that being said, Veronica Henderson, you are a real life street star.